Namaste. In my previous videos, I was talking about the Pada Vedas and the various other aspects, factors and cofactors, determinants and predeterminants for calculating the very aspect of the frequency of uh, the sound vibrations or whatever. So in this video, let's try getting much further, trying to understand the subject from the viewpoint of Shabda, Shabda Beda, Shabdavada, and Brahma, Brahmi, Brahmana, Brahmani, and Brahman state. Why am I talking about all of this? Why am I talking about Brahmi, Brahmana, Brahmani, Brahmari, Brahman state? See, this human existence, if we really look at, it has to be understood from the Brahmanda, Indanda, Pindanda. Now, having said this, one may ask, do we really need to understand this Indanda, Pindanda, Brahmanda? Logically, if you see, it more or less talks about Pinda, Pindanda, Brahmanda, Brahmandam, Andandam, and Indandam, with Bijaksharas as many as 33 crores. Now, if you ask me, of the 33 crores, why are we taking only Ashtamatrikas? Why not whole of the 33 crores? The point over here is this Shabda or Shabda Brahman aspect is the very key aspect which Natya Sutra Dhara or Natya Brahma tells to Parvati Devi. See, Parvati Devi, you had questioned me about understanding the very aspect of Shiva Tattva. If you remember, in my previous videos, I was explaining about the very aspect of Nada, Bindu, Kala, and Kala. However, I will be explaining even those concepts at a higher end. But here is the point which I want to talk about, which one really needs to understand. And how are these connected to 108 karnas one may have? And this question one needs to really ask, right? Because this human body, if you really see, works on science of sound and science of vibrations. And there has to be some source, as I was speaking about, right? So, and I was speaking about the very aspect of strong pa, strong dha, strong ni, and various other aspects. which more or less is directly or indirectly related to, the very aspect of, you know, conscious state or the superconscious state. If I really look at the whole of this concept, this is where actually like one needs to understand about the 27 nakshatras and 27 yoga nakshatras. 27 nakshatras as per astrology, astronomy, and 27 yoga nakshatras. Why yoga nakshatras? That is where that Prakriti and Purusha Samayoga happens. So this is one thing that relates to Ida Pingala Shishunda Nadi. Now, strong tha, 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 ka, tha, ki, ta, ta, tha, ka, di, mi, tha, di, gi, taddi, na, tom, tadhim, गिणतोम, तधीम गिणतोम, तत्कधीम धिनतोम गिणतोम, तत्कधीम गिणतोम, तत्कधी मा ता किट तकिट 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 धीमिता धीमिता का झनु तझनु 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 था थकिट 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 धीमी धीमिता धी गिणतो गिणतो तदि गिणतो तत गिण तत गिण तत गिण तत गिणता थकिट तकिट 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 धिगिण धिग्रि धी 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 धिगिण धिगिण तो थकिट तकिट धीम तकिट धीम गिणतो तक टिक तक टिक तक 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 टिक तक 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 ता तकत धीम 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 तकत धीम तकिट 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 धीम धीम तकिट 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 धीम तरी तारी किट किट तकिट तकिट किट किट तकिट तकिट किट किट तकिट तकिट तधीम गिणतो तकिट 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 तो तकिट 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 कधीम गिणतो तकधीम धीम तकिट 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 धी मिंग मि थिकिट थकिट थकिट थाकिट 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 कट तक 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 धिमि तक धिमि तोम तझनु 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 ता धीम गिणतोम तद्गिणतोम 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 तकिट 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 धीम 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 नाधीम नाधीम धीम नाधीम धीम 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 तिरिकिट तो गधनु गधीमि 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 धम धीमि धीमि गधीम धीम धीम नाधीम tarana. Now what I did, I was actually like trying to get connected to that Brahmi, Brahmana, Brahmani, Brahmari, Brahman state. And these are what exact meaning of Shabda and Shabda Bheda. This is what one needs to understand, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beauty of our classical music, which one needs to understand. See, Shabda Brahman as a whole, if we really look at this, Brahmi state is the initial state. Brahmana state is the second level. Brahmani is the third level. Brahmari is the fourth level. Brahman state is the ultimate state level, wherein this body gets to that level of interterrestrial state. There are four karikas in the first khanda, which is what is called Brahmana khanda and Vakya Padiya. See, there was a stage, what you call realized soul called Bharatahari, who was a philosopher, who could understand this. And he asserts and identifies this Shabda Brahman concept. He was the one who was actually like introducing it. Even before like Shyama Shastri or Dikshitar or Tyagaraja or Annamaya, he was the one who actually introduced this concept, all in all. However, I'm coming up with an equation which I will be letting you know. Anadhi Nidhanam Brahma Shabdatattvam Yad Aksharam. What is this talking about? That Anadhi Nidhanam. Nidhanam here means that universe, Anadi universe, which is what you call beyond a point. This Brahma or so-called creator, we say, but in precise, if you really see, Brahma is what you call one of the core concept of it. That's it. Nothing more to add to that. This is what one needs to understand. And that is the reason why one needs to understand the practical importance of this Shabda Tattvam. Which Shabda Tattvam I am talking about? Akara, Ukara, Makara. And those Bijaksharas, as I was speaking about, right? Yad Aksharam. What is this? Why he had to use this Yad Aksharam? He should have used Aksharam only, right? Yakara, Akara, Dakara here. This is what actually like, this Aksharam aspect gets us connected to that. Akara, Kakara, Shakara, Akara, Rakara, Akara, and it is again with ending with Makara. At the end, you are getting to that level. Vivartate Artha Bhavena Prakriya Jagato Yahaha. Vivartate Artha Bhavena Prakriya Jagato. Why he had to use Prakriya Jagato? This so-called multiverse has that cross reference to that, Jagato. And this is directly or indirectly related to the very aspect of, sorry about that, very aspect of, Akhila Anda Koti Brahmanda Naika. Ekameva yat yad anatam amnatam भिन्न शक्ति ही व्याप 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 व्यापश्रयेत. Why he has used vyapasrayet? See, he is using भिन्न शक्ति ही व्यापस्त्रयेत. Anantam. If he had used yat, it would have been a different meaning over there. But here he is using yad. When you use dakara, that's when like you will be reaching to that position. If you are using yat, that's when you would be reaching that Brahmi state only. You will be in that initial stage. Adya hitakalam yasya kala sakatam. See, understand this from the etymological point of view. Adya hita kalam yasya kalas shaktim. Sorry, it's not shakatam, but it's shakti. Kala shakti. Which kala shakti he is talking about? That Akhila Anda Koti Brahma Anda Nayika. Understand this. And thus he ends with Upasitaha. Upasitaha. Jamnadhyo Vikaraha Sat Bhava Yenayaha. Janadhayo. Which jana he is talking about? You need to understand that he is talking about the very people who are existing in the universe, whether it is male or female. Understand this. Ekasya sarvabijasya yasya chayam anekadha. Ekasya bijam. Ekasya sarvabijam. Ekasya sarvabijam. Which sarvabija he is talking about? Akara, ukara, makara. Omkara bija. Understand this. Yasya chayam anekadha. Anekadha. Ane plus kadha. Kadha. Anekadha. Anekadha in the sense like in different sectors. That's what you need to understand. Now, the ultimate reality Brahman is the imperishable principle of language without beginning and ending. Just understand, give it a school of thought, ladies and gentlemen. And the evolution of the entire world occurs from this language reality in the form of meaning. That is the full meaning of this shloka. What he is trying to say is, this entire world has one common language, which is what comes from akara, ukara, makara. That is what is makara bija there. And this is where the evolution of entire world occurs in its real form. The language reality is ultimately one and indivisible. It does not have any kind of variants, or it is not having any kind of, distribution also there. It is one single thing, that's it. That is why he has used Sarva Bijakshar. That is why, if you see, he has used Sarva Bijasya. Which Sarva Bija he is talking about? Akara, Ukara, Makara. Now, this language reality is, as I was telling, ultimately one and indivisible. As it is differentiated through its manifold powers. Which powers? The power or that energy generated using this Bijaksharas. The undistributable power of which, functioning through the powers of time, become the 6 transformations, namely birth and rest. Which rest? Moksha. Birth is coming down to this earthly existence. The single language reality becomes the seed for all multiplicity and exists in the form of the one who experiences, experienced, and experience. That means one has to experience. And this is the greatness of Natya Shastra. It allows the dancer to experience, and one who is watching also experiences that. And furthermore, talks about the Grantha Arambha, Grantha Mukha. See, Grantha means what we know is it's a book and we read, and whatever that we read. Sorry about that. Whatever that we read, right? Here, Grantha refers to the one's individual's life journey. That is the Grantha. That is where he says Arambha. Here also see what you call Natya Sutradhara or Natya Brahma. Akara, Rakara, Akara, Makara, Bhakara, and he ended with Akara there. And Mukha, Makara, Ukara, Khakara, strong Kha, Akara. Talking in terms of Anadi, Adi, Ananta, and Nidhana. I told you, right? Anadi, Adi, Ananta. Anadi means beyond a point. Adi means something wherein you can take. Ananta, infinity stage, wherein you cannot go. There is lot of difference between Ananta and Anadi, which one needs to understand. Anadi Nidhanam, Nidhana Pataye, Nidhana Patantikayai Namaha. Anadi and Ananta have that practical significance in understanding the very aspect of this multiverse existence, ladies and gentlemen. This is what one needs to understand. And this plays a crucial role in 108 karnas. This Anadi, Adi, Ananta and Nidhana aspect. Thus, touching upon Akashni, Akasha, Vivartate, which is speech in itself. Which speech he is relating to? He is talking about that Akara, Ukara, Makara Bija, ladies and gentlemen. And the Artha meaning, Artha also there. Jagato Yataha. Which Jagato Yataha he is talking about? This earthly existence in this multiverse, Akhila Anda Koti Brahmanda Naika, thus touching upon the very aspect of, Dana, which is what talks about creation, Udana, origin, Nasha, destruction. It is talking about Laya and Jati Gati here. Akasha, indestructible. Thus, essence of Shabda through eternal syllable, which is what is called Aksharam. And external syllable, Akshara. There is only one difference between Akshara and Aksharam, Makara. Ekameva, which is primary. Shabdam eva tattvam, which is what is called word. Thus, touching upon the state of Viduhu, Vidaha, known, something to know. Agama, tradition. Parinama, transformation. Vishwam, universe. Prathamam, the first stage or the initial stage. Pravartate, ever evolving. Shabdasya parimana, Sabdasya parimano yam iti anmaya vido viduhu. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Sabdasya parimano yam. Why he is using yam over here? The point is, this Shabda or words, Parimana or measure, is what called Amnaya Vido Viduhu. That means here he is emphasizing on the measure of the word. Chandobhyaha eva pratanam etat vishvam pravartate. Etat vishvam pravartate. That means Chandaha, Chandobhyaha. We have your, uh, we have Chandas, right? That is what he is pointing about. Though these touching upon the very aspect of Dvaita and Advaita philosophy, which being Avirbhava, manifestation, Tirobhava, withdrawal or withdrawing, Sthiti, maintaining, thus touching upon Parapashyanti Vaikari Rupa. If you remember in my previous videos, I was talking about it, right? So, thus touching upon the very aspect of Apavarga, that is the ultimate liberation, and Varga, liberation. There is lot of difference between this, ladies and gentlemen, which one needs to understand. And this is where actually like practical importance of 108 karnas come into picture, which one needs to understand. Chatvari Vak Parimita Padani Tani Vidur Brahmakaha Ye Manishaha A Manishaha. Which Manishi he is talking about? That human existence. Understand this. So, the very aspect of Shabda Brahman Tad Vyakaranam why Brahma comes into picture. Tad Vyakaranam why Brahma, which one needs to understand, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reason why 108 karnas need, before even getting to that 108 karnas, sorry about that, one needs to understand the whole of this concept. Vakvaya Brahmeti, this is the Brahman state. During that 108 karnas, Brahma is the state wherein the next to Brahmi, next comes Brahmi state. Thus, see, thus this touching upon the very aspects of Shabdavada and Shakti Matra. Shakti Matra here means we are trying to understand the subject from the viewpoint of Akhila Anda Koti Brahmanda Nayika, which is nothing but Karaka Shakti and Kala Samudesa. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Natya Shastra is not only a simple text for a dancer, but it has a wide and larger meaning. I will explain you from the psyche and psychosis and psychometry and psychiatry point of view in my next video. Thus he says, thus, touching upon the following: Purva, Para, Para, Vivarjita, free from relative existence, this human existence, and Purva, Para, Desha, Vibhaga, Rahita, distinction of four and Hind. It's not that Natya Shastra is a text alone. Thus, what one needs to understand over here is Natya Shastra from the viewpoint of Shabda Brahman or Shabda Brahma or this state. If we really look at, right, what happens is it gives us a clear insight to understand the very aspect of Matrika Nyasas. See, there is a thin line that divides between Shabda and Shabda Bheda and Shabda Vada. All have the same meaning, but yet again, there is a small difference. Likewise, Brahmi, Brahmana, Brahmana, Brahmani, Brahmari, and Brahman state. So, all in all, from the linguistic front or from the etymological front, if we take these words, as I was talking about, it has one reference point which I wanted to actually talk about, wherein it talks about, it is talking about the very aspect of Shvetanatraya, Swatanatraya, Trayi Shakti and different kinds of changes. Sadbhava, Vikarati, Upadhi, Kriyapadhi, which is again talking about past, present, seconds, minutes, days and weeks. And likewise, Anyuta Pratipadyartham Padagrahana Purvakam. Padagrahana Purvakam. Padagrahana is logically in the religious front, you are using. Yes. But here Padagrahana Purvakam means it is talking about the steps or the oscillations or the dance movements from where that energy comes, getting connected to that. Punarvakye tam evartam anyatha pratipadayet. Okay. Now, all of this having said, why should Shabda Brahman be understood? Why not Brahman concept or Brahman consciousness alone is enough? From Digdrashya Viveka, by doing normal yoga practice. The point is, this Natya Shastra or this dance form gets us directly connected to that point, ladies and gentlemen, which one needs to understand. As I said, right, Matrika Nyasa is playing a key role. Thus, I conclude this video with a positive note. Think about it. Stay blessed and have a real blissful life. May the Guru's grace be with one and all. Have a nice day ahead.